What's up guys, Eterno here, and today I'm going to show you how to play Akali on the mid lane in Season 16 with the best build and runes. I'm gonna explain the way she works and give you useful tips with combos. Playing against Yone, and I especially recommend Akali into melee matchups because of more opportunities to trigger your passive. You always want to start with Q first and then W second, unless your matchup allows to make use of E level 2, like in this one. Your Q deals magic damage in a cone in the target direction. It can deal damage to multiple enemies, and if you land it near max range, it will also slow by 50% for half a second. As for her passive, when Akali damages an enemy champion with an ability, she creates a ring around them for 4 seconds, and for the next 2 seconds she gains bonus movement speed while moving away from the center of the ring. The movement speed increases at level 6, 11 and 16. Then when you exit the circle ring, your next basic attack is empowered, dealing more damage and gaining twice as much range, while also getting bonus speed towards nearby enemy champion for 2 seconds. So for example, right after you damage an enemy with one of your abilities, usually the Q, you should get the habit of instantly going back to quickly leave the ring to obtain empowered basic attack, and then you should return to auto attack your target. And you're more likely to reach with this empowered auto attack despite having to create some distance because of the increased range I have mentioned, which you get from the passive after applying an ability at the enemy champion. Especially early game, you should try to activate this passive as much as you can in between abilities, and then you should repeat the process. Keep in mind that you have 4 seconds to land the empowered auto attack after leaving the circle area. Akali's abilities cost her energy instead of mana, so maintaining the energy bar is important and your W can really help with that. Before I explain the W, I wanna mention that if you happen to bug very early or have nothing else to buy, then it's great to take Darkseal since it grants 15 AP, 50 HP, and if you get kills or assists, you can get even more AP, but if you have extra gold, you should go for Amplifying Tome if your matchup allows to trade a lot, because it grants 5 more AP than Darkseal, and also that way you're gonna afford Hextech Gunblade faster, which grants an insane synergy for Akali. Also Amplifying Tome builds into Hextech Alternator, which you should be getting first because of extra damage as part of Hextech Gunblade. As for W upon cast, Akali restores 100 energy and gains bonus movement speed that decays over 2 seconds. This is really useful for early trades, especially when you take W level 2, because it instantly allows you to cast an extra Q, which normally wouldn't be possible at this stage of the game, due to lack of energy. Since the Q costs 110 energy at rank 1 of this ability, out of 200 energy available in total, but Q only has 1.5 seconds cooldown, so with that extra energy from W, you can afford to cast Q and to trigger the passive for an additional time. Also keep in mind that Akali's Q energy cost drops by 10 with each rank added to this ability. So at level 4 you can already cast Q twice without having to rely on W for energy, and at max rank of this ability, which happens at level 9, it costs just 70 energy. Casting W also creates a shroud that expands over the next 5 seconds into a ring towards nearby enemy champions. While the W is active, Akali's maximum energy is increased by 100, and you get that regardless of being in the shroud or not. So that means not only you get an instant 100 energy, but you also increase the total energy to 300 instead of 200 for 5 seconds. Entering the shroud makes Akali go invisible, and casting an ability or declaring a basic attack will break the invisibility effect and prevent Akali from entering it for 1 second, refreshing on subsequent attacks and casts. Akali will also not gain the invisibility effect if she is recalling. Using teleport while being in W doesn't break the invisibility effect. Mainly you should be using your W to avoid enemy abilities and to increase your trading potential. W also allows you to reposition and to refresh your cooldowns so you can outplay enemies. Make sure to keep it for longer in a teamfight and use it only when you start getting focused by enemies. On the lane, especially early game, you can also use W to leave minion aggro after finishing the trade to avoid further damage, because minions can deal a lot early and that way you won't get focused. Sometimes when you W on the lane, it will also allow you to make an extra trade with Q and the passive if the enemy is not cautious. When clearing, you wanna apply the Q to as many targets as you can, so I came a bit closer. If you throw your E into the W shroud, it will also leave a mark allowing you to dash in that place by recasting E. You have 3 seconds to use the E recast, and the mark will stay in place of W even if the shroud is already gone, allowing you to still make a dash. If your first E cast kills the target, then there will be no mark on the ground to dash onto. If you do it fast enough, it's even possible to E and W at once, which still leaves the mark on the ground. On E, Akali flips backward and throws a shuriken in the target direction to the first enemy hit in a line. The shuriken marks and reveals the enemy, allowing you to recast the E to dash towards the marked target as long as you manage to start casting the second E before an enemy becomes untargetable. Akali will be ordered to basic attack the target after the recast dash ends automatically. During the second E dash, you can use W and ultimate. Also, it's possible to flash during your second E before reaching the target. Keep in mind that this will cancel your second E dash and you won't deal damage with it. But attempting to Q during the E dash will only Q this ability to instantly cast after the dash ends, so you cannot Q during the dash. You can type your E to travel with teleport summoner spellcast, or global autos such as Twisted Fate's ultimate. A great way to surprise and outplay your enemy is to use Zonias at the end of the second E dash, because the damage from E will apply during your Zonia's state anyway, and it's so unexpected. Another cool trick is to use E plus flash. That way you can apply the shuriken at your enemy quickly from close range without having to dash back, allowing you to apply the rest of your combo and get a kill. As for ultimate, it offers 2 dashes. In order to use the first cast, you need a nearby enemy champion to target in the circle range. Only that way you can dash through an enemy, dealing damage to all enemies you pass through. After 2.5 seconds of the initial cast, you are allowed to use the second cast in any direction within 10 seconds of the first activation. This time on second ult cast, you don't need any target and you can freely choose to use this dash to gap through terrain and deal damage to multiple enemies with wider collision hitbox of the dash, compared to the first dash. Second cast also deals more damage based on the target's missing health, capped at 200% when the enemy is at 30% HP or lower. Now here are the extra things to know about ultimate. Keep in mind that Akali's ultimate doesn't have to be behind the target to hit. This is really useful when diving. You can already go back a bit and you're still gonna damage with your ult. The most important combo is ult plus E. Make sure to keep your cursor on the target, that way you won't miss. And you're also gonna have more time for smooth combo if you apply the ult max range to combine it with your E. If you wanna combo in a bush to make a trap, you should dash with E first, then ult. Next you do the second E, because you have lower amount of time to do this, and then you just do automatic in any direction, which is the most flexible if someone flashes after your E. Here are 2 very situational extra tips for ultimate. You can first cast ultimate and flash to deal damage to other targets in range, but the use of it is rare and usually you want to keep the flash for something else. You can also flash during the second cast of your ultimate to extend the range of ult. Remember, don't try to do exact combo just for the sake of it, but rather adapt to the situation. Oftentimes the simple combos are the most effective, not the most flashy plays. Sometimes you can use your first ultimate cast to make an escape in tough situation when you're outnumbered, and when making a trade with Q during the cast animation, you should already click with your mouse behind to reach for the passive faster. It's also important how you time your level 6. Pay attention to your XP progression bar, and just before enemy expects you to hit level 6, you just plant minions. Like you can, for example, finish off 3 minions at once, get in level 6, and instantly go in for full combo.
Everyone dies. I just speed things up.
And when going back from base, you can E and W, E for the dash and for movement speed. And let's make short trades. Also, if you wanna land Q more often, you have to pay attention to your own minions' health, so you're gonna know when the RB is going in.
I love what I do. My enemies won't.
Guys, I'm not gonna show up first.
I am my own master.
Yeah, just get voids. I tried to trade with Yona. He was actually hoping for a dash, which he got, but he's dead. Okay, and the remaining dash you can use on minions, for example, if you wanna push faster, or like if you wanna gap close to another target. Or just if you wanna dash through the wall. Bot lane has a huge problem. I'm getting displayed. Nice. Yeah, just disengage. I could stay. I delayed for a plate where I'm gonna have upgraded recall, and then I just get boots. I need more gold for an item anyway. Also, you want to be efficient, to apply the Q on as many minions as you can, and best if you can damage both the minion wave and the RB, so that you can outpush. And pay attention to your W, like if you don't have it you can wait, because what's the point of taking damage against Yona? Okay, he's staying on the lane. I have to wait once more. At least I'm playing Akali, so I should be able to shut down MF. I could flash to finish him off, but he's not worth much gold, so... and they want to. I'm gonna have an opportunity anyway like this. And he also flashed, great. Okay, I had to ult dash. Just this.
No one tells me what to do.
Because the wave is too small. Not sure if MF has ult. Or let's just go at them. Okay, so MF flashed away. Gonna get MF some other time. Or, I didn't think she would stay like this, okay. Okay, Shadow Flame next. But it's fine. Okay. So you can chase if you know you're gonna leave the circle anyway. It takes some experience. I'd say it's similar to Katarina, you just need the habit of leaving the passive immediately. And you don't wanna dive the turret, of course, so like this is fine.
I work alone. It's better for everyone.
An enemy has been slain.
And they've got Morgana.
We'll get the job done.
Now I need to outpush first, and they have to just farm. If bot lane overextends, I can roam. But for now I would just lose CS. And it's unlikely I would reach MF Barcade, they flashed. Oh, this is really good. I'm saving abilities because I might need more damage. Unless I decide to just gap close and yeah. She's dead. Nice. So I'm not dashing yet. If I can apply damage like this, now I ought to see. So I want to be really efficient with abilities on Akali.
An ally has been slain.
Let's go.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, I could maybe get Kled as well. Especially since Jhin is going mid, so... Now he's back in. Now let's see. Yes, I got him. Nice. I knew he was back in there.
Get back what I take.
Okay, it seems this game I can go Magi. And nice Shadow Flame next. You can go for an Hourglass, of course. I recommend more damage because you should be positioning right. If you use your W properly, you don't have to rely on an Hourglass. And against ranged poke matchups, you can also play with teleport. You're gonna be more impactful for the game as well. So here they had vision. They still engaged? Oh. Oops. Wow. Nice damage.
Who's next?
Yeah, I knew that was risky because I had to dive and there was trash. But I was doing this full HP, so it was much better like this.
The words on your tombstones will be my new mantra.
And yeah, as you can see, I flashed. There will be times when you're gonna have to rely more on the flash instead of the dash, because especially the first dash can be cancelled and it's slower than
Try to keep up.
just flashing. Oh, the damage is crazy now. Pay attention to your ultimate. What? Actually, no. If you're close enough to the target, you can just do E. Just make sure not to cast E max range if it's not guaranteed you're gonna land it, because you're gonna accidentally put yourself far away from the target. So don't rely on the E every time.
How about I just end this?
Oh, I don't have to. Yeah, don't rush your ultimate as well, just check on the situation, what's gonna happen. Prediction as well.
I make problems disappear.
Yeah, let's collect plates. You wanna switch onto every lane that is empty and just collect platings, get more gold, potentially kill someone.
The old ways just don't work.
And make sure not to go too deep.
Everyone dies.
Someone has to go bot. Now they know we are coming. Are they gonna back in time? Okay, they're just going like this. MF has a lot of movement speed, so I won't be chasing her.
Wars are messy. My
Okay. It was fine to E because he used his E already, so I wasn't risking anything. I was still in range. Okay, let's wait for my W first. And surprise. And look, I E, even though I was behind at first, it's still attached to the W and I would be able to E if I wanted to.
Ally has been slain.
You will not stop me.
Okay. I disappear. Nice.
I'm already thinking about my next.
MF is up. Oriana. You have to be really careful because if you're fat, you're holding huge shutdown. So like, I would not decide to E right now, see? I would take a lot of damage.
I love what I do. My enemies won't.
I could just go bot. Wait for some fight to start first. Also, I have so much gold, I need to spend it. I'm really fed, so I'm just going for that cap, more damage. I wonder if I could get a penta this game.
Playtime's
Wow, he's level 16.
your colors won't fly here.
Okay, I think he got baited into a fight. Also look, if your ally manages to CC, this is the perfect time to try and E. And the E, and you're dead. And these fights should lead to something. So that means an objective. We have advantage now and we can take another dragon and that's gonna be a dragon soul already, yeah?
It's not about
So
killing.
remember, objectives over kills. So I'm 20-0. But I do this to get an objective. Still, Zack is alive, so of course could be 50-50. Oh yeah. Okay, it's his first dragon. Not a big deal. Actually, he's dead, so we could try Baron early.
Cold steel and target.
Especially that MF wasted her ability. So once again, there's the poke. Whoops. Now we definitely could Baron. Oh, but the problem is... Yeah, like... Okay, we have Rift. Oh, this is gonna be huge.
Has been slain.
I was paying attention if Zac could do something. So I didn't flash, just waited for my ult. Remember that the second ult has a delay. And now I could get an hourglass, like you never know what's gonna happen.
Stop what's coming.
Now we build up vision and we can do Baron. But first I have to outpush mid.
No one tells me what to do. Not anymore.
It only makes sense because Zac is dead. Also remember the one that is taking damage from Baron that is tanking useless damage. So you don't wanna be the first. Usually after Baron you wanna back. I'm just gonna heal on the minion wave.
Magic's fine. Steel's better.
And sometimes you can keep your gunblade for a bit longer, like when you engage and you have enough damage, you might just
I work
use gunblade as a finisher, or if you wanna slow. Like Akali is so strong with gunblade. And we can make traps. Maybe someone will face check.
They're scared.
Let's see if he does red buff. Okay, it's taken already. So we should deal with split pusher first. Because if we make a fight on the mid lane, we won't be able to answer. And he's just gonna push, take free gold. Okay, see, like, I didn't even have to use the gunblade active, but just to be sure.
You can never have too many kunai.
And now it's much easier. And usually that's the first target, the top laner that is split pushing. Because they usually overextend. And maybe we can push mid now.
Kama or kunai. Depends how you
Okay, great. There's still bot. They thought Yone was fine. Or overkill. Okay. I also do coaching for Akali and other champions, so you can contact me on Discord in the video description if you are interested. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something on how to play Akali. If you enjoyed, you can like and subscribe and check out my stream and my other channel in the description as well. Thanks for watching, let me know what do you think and see you next time.